Okay, exponent laws again, a little more complicated version, but same thing. We just have to be careful as we work through it. So we'll bring that 3/2 into the brackets there to everything that's impacted by it. So 196 to the 3/2, and then b to the 8 to the 3/2. And remember, it's a power of a power, so we'll just multiply, and we can look at that as 8 times 3 is 24, divided by 2 is 12. You could do that with an extra step if you wish. 49 to the 3/2, and b to the power of 6/5 times 3 over 2. And so we could say 6 times 3 is 18 over 5 times 2 is 10. So we'll just do it like that for the first step. Okay, so on to the next step. Pick away at this little piece by piece. We try and deal with, again, the root part of it. In other words, the denominator of those exponents. Keep the numbers smaller. If we dealt with the numerator, they'd get really big, and then we'd have to root it later. So let's deal with that square root here first. Square root of 196, whether you pull out your calculator for that, or if you remember that 14 squared is 196. So we still haven't dealt with the 3, so we'll put that there. B to the 12. 49, the square root of that, well, that one you should have at the top of your head. And we still have to deal with 3 there. The b here, we could reduce down. 18 over 10 is the same as 9 over 5. All right, so now dealing with that number, you could pull out the calculator and see if it works out nicely. 14 cubed divided by 7 cubed. It actually may be even a little bit easier just to stop and say, well, I know that 14 is the same as 2 times 7. And the reason that we did that is because the 7s match, and we can go bang. That's even easier than pulling out the calculator. So, and then with the exponents, what we want to do is we have the same base, that is b, so we're going to subtract them because we're dividing. So 12 minus 9/5. All right. So let's carry on down here. 2 to the 3 we know is 8, and b, and we want to subtract those, and they're fractions. So let's go for a common denominator there in order to be able to do that. Common denominator, I think you'd agree, is 5. Multiply the bottom by 5. Multiply the top by 5 is 60 minus 9/5. So that would give us 8. 60 minus 9 is 51 over 5. And yeah, there we go. We could call that a final answer if we want. Some people may go one step further and say, okay, how many times does 5 go into 50? And we'd think, well, it could go in 10 times. So we could, oops, I forgot to write the b there. That would make it totally wrong, wouldn't it? So we could say b to the, if it goes in 10 times, and then we would have 1 left over. We could write it like that so that we're separating the root and the one that works out nicely with just a integer exponent, and that would be a good answer as well. So depending on what you're looking for, either one of those are solid.